What is the link between the food we're eating and our mental health?
They're completely correlated. So there are now big epidemiology studies done linking diet quality and symptoms of anxiety, depression, and ADHD. So epidemiology isn't causality, but it's very much correlation. And so there's a very strong argument that just like obesity, mental health is also suffering from this decline in food quality, which means decline in fiber, decline of nutrients, increase in all these artificial chemicals. So the data epidemiologically are quite solid, and they've done trials where they've given people with depression high-quality diets that are meant to improve their gut microbes, so high-fiber Mediterranean-type diet versus standard diet, and you get dramatic effects at 6 months in terms of improvement of mood and energy.
So what's happening there physiologically?
We don't know for sure,
Right.
is the honest answer. But we do know that microbes produce a lot of the brain chemicals. And if you either don't have fiber, you don't have much, again, there's this concept of the raw materials for your microbes, they can't then produce these helpful neurochemicals. And they might also, if they're not having their normal products, they might then think they're under threat or famine or something, and therefore put out sort of distress signals to the brain to think, gosh, I might be infected, something's going on here, what's happening? Because they're getting these strange chemical signals, they're not getting their normal ones, and they send these chemicals to the brain that they're going to put it out of whack. And increasingly, there's an idea that the depression and mental illness is linked to the immune system as well. So it's a very kind of new concept. People always say, why are you depressed? Well, that's because I haven't got a job, but the idea that anxiety and depression are a body's defense system to thinking something's wrong and they need to just do something different. The body's under attack. And if you're having junk foods all the time, your body's inflamed. It affects your immune system. And your brain is probably picking this up. And so it's like you've got COVID all the time. Your brain is not thinking normally, it's thinking in defense mode.
See, for me, that's revelatory. Because I think in recent years, we've spoken about the fact that physical exercise is the most underprescribed drug in the world. If you're struggling with your mental health, exercise is almost the very first thing you should do. And if that isn't solving the problem, then you look at alternatives. I bet there aren't many GPs dealing with people's mental health challenges by taking a look at their diet, are there?
Very few. And yet, they'll go for the antidepressant, which only works in about a third of people. So 2/3 don't get any benefit. And this trial included people who were already on antidepressants. And they looked at the effect size, and the effect of a good diet was actually better than an antidepressant. So I think because antidepressants only affect one particular brain pathway, and most people don't have a deficiency in that one, whereas the diet can affect lots of things, not only by what it's giving, but also what it's replacing. So suddenly you're not getting those artificial sweeteners, those emulsifiers, these chemicals we don't know their real effect on the body, but you're also getting these good nutrients, so the good microbes can take over from the bad ones. So I think that's going to be a huge area for the future as we look at, we make this link between mental health and diet much more than we have. Because, up to now it's been obesity and diabetes, some obvious ones. And maybe a bit on food allergy, because that's been another epidemic.
You know, Huel has been a staple of my diet for some time, and I'm currently loving these Huel Daily A to Z vitamins. Tastes great, refreshing. Each can has 26 vitamins and minerals, offering 154 science-backed health benefits. Reduced tiredness and fatigue, normal cognitive function, healthy skin, hair and nails, and vitamin D for immunity. This is a vitamin drink that offers everything you could need it to. So what are you waiting for? Grab it right now in Tesco stores nationwide or at huel.com and let me know what you think.
But I think seeing what's happening in young kids and how many of them are in this vicious circle, so their mood goes down and they eat even worse food.
I was literally about to say that. Like I've got a real weakness for crisps. Chocolate and biscuits I could happily never eat for the rest of my life. Crisp is a thing for me. And I was thinking the other day, why do I sometimes go and just eat 4 or 5 bags of crisps? And I have linked it to maybe having a row with Harriet, my wife, maybe having a stressful day at work, maybe having some bad news or something like that. There's no doubt that it triggers something in my brain and I just go and I feel a bit better. I get that instant hit. So you can absolutely understand that if the evidence is telling us that junk food is causing a mental health problem, how do you try and medicate for that mental health problem? You eat more junk food to try and make yourself feel better.
Yeah, because it will cause a bit of an addiction because you get some short-term relief, but it's making you long-term more and more unhealthy, increasing inflammation, increasing the inflammatory microbes in your gut. And there's some fascinating animal experiments that show that the microbes themselves can send signals to the brain to say, eat more crisps. Because the guys down here, they don't want any of that broccoli stuff. They want more junk food because we actually like living in this environment of stress and inflammation.
Why?
Well, microbes do, because it's like you've got all these different teams. You know, you got to work out. You've got thousands of different species in there. Some of them are super healthy, go to the gym, have their greens, and their smoothies. And the other guys just, they're going to junk food restaurants. They're just picking up the fat and the gristle, and they like a different environment. So we have to eat to try and promote the good guys and reduce the bad guys.
Can we talk about exercise? I was surprised with the headline, exercising doesn't help weight loss, that I saw related to you. That's, again, is that...
Another podcast.
Another podcast. That can't, before we talk about the impact on the gut, that can't be true.
Exercise doesn't help weight loss for most people.
Really? But I think the danger with that headline is there's a million other things that exercise is brilliant for. So please don't stop exercising.
Absolutely. No, I love exercise. I exercise every day. Yeah. For my mental health, for my heart, fighting cancer, fighting aging. But I think it is important to get the message out that for people that in January joined a gym because they were getting a bit tubby and they're going on the machines and they're doing this, and then and about April they say, oh, hang on a minute, I've actually gained another couple of pounds. This is a waste of time, right? I'm going to stop. That should not be the message. The message should be, it's doing all kinds of good in other ways, but because exercise can make you hungrier and it can slow down your metabolism, for many people who thinking it's the solution to their beer belly, it's not.